Load up part 6 in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wait.
Wait. Abort! Abort!
Oh, shit.
Oh,
What's wrong? We were just munching.
All right.
I'll start.
Is everybody ready?
I don't know. What's wrong? What happened?
You told us to wait.
I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did. You told us to wait. You totally
Yes,
told
you
us to
did.
wait.
I didn't say wait. Did I say wait?
yes, you did.
You said, "Oh wait."
Yeah.
I said, oh, fuck. I didn't say, oh, wait.
Yes, that implied.
Yeah,
Well, that
did.
means
Did you like go like, oh,
implies
wait.
it.
No, I said, oh, fuck.
Oh, wait.
I love wait.
I'm sorry, but when you say "oh fuck," does that mean "oh fuck"? You better start going.
Oh, wheat. Man, these wheat crackers.
Wheat thins.
Oh,
We're just
fuck.
gonna keep eating until you tell us.
Wheat thins, why do you have to be so good?
All right, countdown.
Okay.
All right, loading part 6 in 3, 2, 1, go.
So anyway,
So, Suede.
Swade is back. Lewis, what would you want? What were you saying about the scene? What you liked about it?
well, the thing what I liked about that and not having it as a cliffhanger, it would have been a good cliffhanger. But the thing is, like I was saying earlier, the reason why I liked that part so much is because we have all this crap just kind of laid onto us, but then suddenly, bam, everybody's happy at the end of it. And I like that, it feels like that there's a sudden upswing and positive energy. Everything's going to be a lot better and happier. And oh my God, yes, that was my favorite line in the
That's
entire
not even a person.
I had
Hey,
enough.
it's Lisa.
See, I like to think that my character actually did kill Joe's hamster, and
Is that just your own latent way of saying you like to kill hamsters?
Look at Matthew in the background. Look at that smile.
Okay.
Part 5 is my favorite part, but that line from Brad is my absolute favorite in the entire movie.
Not even a person.
you can't even tell that it's duct tape now.
Yeah, it's
It's like a garbage bag.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
we-
look
Yeah,
it-
it's
We
like
duct tape a
garbage.
blanket for those not in the know. We duct tape a blanket and then wrapped it around her. People all
in the middle of the floor.
shut it. And people
I
were
like
asking
how Angry
me.
Joe's trying to dig with his hands on the blade. So if he tries to dig with the hilt, he's going to cut his hands something terrible. But okay.
Well, and people were asking me, "Are you really going to try and dig with a ball?" My balls are magical. I can do that.
I'm digging with a wand.
Allow me to
Well, it's better than using the hilt of a sword while you're holding the blade. But
Okay, coming up is the worst line in the entire movie. In fact, during the shoot, I even like look over and was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" Here it is.
There's the box
Hey,
of carbon.
Yeah.
Actually, Spoonie, I have to blame you for something because you guys were talking about it so much. You can see me giggle slightly in the background here. I'm trying to.
I want to see it.
What's wrong with
So
that line?
apparently
It's a great
the-
line. I have a feeling
Within
it's
the
right there.
No. It's
Within the
that is the box of a carpenter. I have no idea what the fuck that means.
It's just
Within the
it's an
span of-
Indiana Jones
within the-
callback.
The other
so.
boxes it could have been in.
Yeah,
right?
Brad is taking any opportunity to say an Indiana Jones line. That's I think
know
what's
that,
going
but
on.
It doesn't even make sense.
So within the span of 2 minutes, I have the best and worst line in the movie.
Exactly.
It's a great line. I laughed.
I've noticed how many faces I'm pulling during this.
Look at Film Brain mugging like fucking crazy in this scene.
And James's great cameo here.
there's one thing in this room that. Yeah,
So go ahead.
James Rolfe. Yes. But there's one thing that I'm surprised they didn't use in this room, and that was Velociraptor James Brown. Does anyone remember that? There was this little doll there, when if you press the button, it let out this screech like a Velociraptor.
Oh, I
thought
remember
that'd
that,
be
yeah,
quite
yeah.
good.
Oh yeah.
That was scary.
More
They could
lens
use it as a
flares than
horror.
Star Trek.
Lens flare!
Lens flare.
All of a sudden, it turned into a J.J. Abrams movie.
I remember in this scene, it was like, everyone look at that bit of pipe.
Okay, this scene, maybe one of you guys can explain this better than I can, but I think what I remember talking from Doug is he loves the scene from the latest Harry Potter movie, that kind of I don't want to say animated, but that kind of
Well, it's animated.
That animated feature in the middle where they're explaining the wand and shit. He loved that scene, and he really wanted something like that in this movie. At least that's what I got the impression.
Now that image of somebody of Malachite looking at his hand with the staff. God, that looks like it's from a D&D book or something.
Someone else said this.
The pose is definitely referenced from a D&D game. Actually, so someone posted the exact picture. The pose is based off a reference. Yeah.
But yeah, Doug said
I was actually going to say
that definitely Jim was the one who drew all these images, but they might have been based off of actual images from D&D books.
I was going to say, it looks like a Magic the Gathering card, Gauntlet of Power, add +5/+5 and Vigilance or something, I don't know.
+5/+5 is Vigilance. Talk about God modding.
And Leonardo da Vinci met King Arthur.
From both Kikassia and this one, people were wondering, why isn't the AVGN in this? And of course, they never wait just to see when we put them in.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I recall filming about that scene in Doug's basement, I do remember it's like, shut up, Vargo!
Okay, there's the pink ring, which I still regret having Gandalf wear, because I so did not intend that to be a distraction.
No, but it's good because it doesn't make the fact that it's Matisse in the end so obvious, because some people up to the very end thought it'd be Spoonie saving the day.
I guess that's true.
It's a purple herring.
Maybe it works that it's a distraction.
Spoonie really? It was Aeon. No way.
Another thing that since the whole struggle between science and magic is so ingrained in the backstory of this, a lot of people thought that Dr. Insano was going to show up in the last scene as the representative of science. And I'm actually very glad, and I think I actually asked Doug not to include Dr. Insano in this movie, because I think he really got his one big starring role in Kikassia, and I think that was good. I was like, I didn't want him to keep kind of hamming it up and basically stealing the end of the movie, and I just didn't want to go there.
He got his
basically one thing.
Human Spider.
Yeah, you were in a Human Spider, but it's one thing actually I like better with Suburban Knights over Kikassia is that it's not as self-referential. So I often say that it's not sniffing its own ass. Basically, you don't have to have like a background of like 200 fucking videos to actually enjoy the movie. Suburban Knights is a movie I can show to friends who have no background or knowledge of the site, and they can actually enjoy because most of the jokes are actually appealing to a broader audience. So that's why I like better about it.
I wish I delivered that line better, because if I knew that Doug was going to pull back to it, so my delivery's quite bad there.
Well, somebody actually asked if Brad. There was a couple lines that Brad never got to say. What didn't he get to say? I remember people wanted to say
Fortune and Glory, kid.
Fortune and Glory and No Ticket and
Spoonie, get our stuff.
Yeah, Spoonie, get our stuff.
And I am actually in the other room sleeping because this was the first day of shooting. I know that everything that we shot inside the house was the first day. Second day was team one. Third day of shooting was out in the field. Fourth day was you guys on your own. And yeah, I am over on the couch nearby. I was just kind of took a nap and I apparently snore.
Lewis is 2 foot off to my right on a couch, snoring like crazy, and I'm like sticking him with myself, like, Lewis, shut up.
Oh yeah.
This was actually a very hard scene to shoot, believe it or not. Even though it was indoors, it was very hot inside the house, and I'm wearing like 10 pounds of fucking hair, but not real hair, like this fucking polyester style plastic hair.
And you guys had those halogen lights, right?
Yeah, it was very hot lights, and you could hear every noise that was made in that house.
Yeah.
Like, there was people walking around, even people shifting their weight on the couch you could hear. And so, like, Doug was fucking yelling every 10 seconds, shut up! Like,
yeah. I remember being the guy who was like, Spoonie, you okay? Are you okay, Spoonie?
I was sweating like crazy. I was probably the only really miserable guy in the house because it was so hot, and I was wearing so much hair. The wig, I hated that wig by the end of this shot. I hated it bad because it was, I think it was actually made to kind of hang in your face. And so you'll actually see a couple shots where I tie it back with a hair tie, and it doesn't look that good, but the beard and the hair, I was like, it was just fucking polyester, whatever that fucking plastic hair is, in my eyes every day, all day. I was
like how without the Gandalf hat, the costume looks sort of like you're an old hippie who just wandered out of the woods.
Yeah, a few people said I looked like God. Some people said I looked like Moses.
My God.
Well, which is, ironic because your name is Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I like having Luca and Tom. I like seeing
sorry,
Luca
but
and Tom
Moses
because
did not build
they
the
look so
ark.
much alike.
Wow. That's funny because I was meant to. It was the Storm Drain of Secrets. Originally, it was going to be the Sewer Pipe of Secrets or something. I don't know why they changed it.
I think they changed it because I think you ad-libbed something and it was more accurate than what was written.
You can't. If you actually pay attention, you can tell that Paw is actually wearing two different sets of gloves. One is the set he brought with him, and the other is the Darth Vader gloves that I use all the time in my videos. And he liked them more because they were longer and covered up his arms more whenever he brought his hands up.
Get ready for some really, really bad continuity here.
I just like the PSA here with Linkara.
Yeah. Get
Look,
off my lawn.
Every time we line up in a shot, the lineup is different in the next shot.
Yeah.
I fucking guarantee it.
We try. We're kind of
part
shifting around
6
so we can get a better look. That's all.
Part 6 is my favorite, but the fighting, the way it's edited, like there's no way you could get like good continuity with that many people, so little time and all that.
Well, because we shot it completely out of order is why. I mean, we didn't even we did all.
We're not exactly known for our brilliant fight choreography.
Well, I remember I'm being a little bit terrified because this, I think, was the first day that I was doing camera for this, and the way it worked out was that you had Doug, who was directing, who can do camera sometimes, but he's in it, so he's in the scene, and then Rob, who is the primary DP, who was also in the scene. So I was doing a lot of camera work for this, like right off the bat, and I'm like, oh God, I sure hope this turns out okay, because my worst fear is that they're gonna look at it, Rob and Doug are gonna look at this and be like, this is crap. I'm like,
Yeah, the problem
Even
is
Marco actually helped with the camera, doing like reaction shot while Ed Glazer was shooting the main thing.
Yeah, sorry, the Power Glove wouldn't have been around in '83. The Famicom wasn't even created until '82. So how could they have the Power Glove and it's completely out?
It's been spread out of Japan. It's a prototype.
It's a
prototype for a game
exactly like the
system that
final
doesn't
product.
exist.
He used magic to break the space-time continuum.
Oh, okay, I can accept that.
Okay.
It's magic. You don't have to explain it.
Face it, guys, Nintendo's ruined.
Oh, and the other thing, someone on Spoonie's comment section finally noticed this, that I am using the same sword as the Cloaks. And that's because originally I was planning on bringing a real sword because I have a real sword and it would have looked really good as a King Arthur sword. The problem is Doug did not want to have any real sword. Doug did not want to have any real swords because of the risks to people involved, and that's understandable, and I was like, okay, fine. The problem is he only had two choices for the swords. One was the really tiny one that worked better for Mickey, and the other was about 5 copies of the cloak swords.
Well-founded fears as well, because the one guy who brought a real sword ended up almost goring Rob in the head.
Because Wade has a real katana.
Rob got a katana wound in the forehead.
Ouch! I did not even know that.
Yeah,
I love the fact that everyone
glorified-
here has like a weapon to show off, and here I am just kind of like, bang, clash.
No, we can't have weapons. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
You're lying, man.
The star,
we are not
the show
bringing
stealer in
swords
this scene is
now
definitely
to the
Chicago Win.
Yeah, but it's great
Yeah.
because we all have flowing costumes, so we can have it all blowing against the wind.
The email from Doug
Allison
about
and
not bringing swords is one of my
Cracking.
favorite emails ever.
I'm sorry, Lindsay, what was that?
No, Allison and I were just like making all these jokes about femininity, just kind of the way we were written, because like we were kind of made to fight the witch, so it was like the two girls were fighting the other girl, and we were just like, we're just like, all right, you know what? Hold on, I'm taking my shoes off. I'm gonna make everybody a sandwich. Oh wait, hold on, I can't.
Street Fighter points here.
Fight.
I'm just doing the. That was meant to actually be more of a old school Final Fantasy pose where they're always like bouncing back and forth with their sword. But,
And I'm just doing magician hands.
Ooh. Yeah.
For Frodo.
Oh!
For Frodo.
A diversion.
Kurosawa was a hack. This is better.
Everyone expected me to be the Avatar.
Well, you are wearing the Avatar's costume, or so to speak. Although I think it did that. I love that the logo tabard you have on was really well done. I started talking to the prop lady, although we could never. I kind of called it off because I think she was starting to talk about price and stuff like that. I was like, I don't really want to. Like, I was willing to pay for it, but it was like it was gonna be looking like $80, $90, something like that.
Oh, then the sword breaks.
Oh, that's where sword breaks, yeah. But they worked it in. They worked it in well.
Such a good prop for a Master Sword. It's never used in the movie.
The Master Sword shattered. That was not planned. That was that happened during the shoot.
That was ad-libbed because the sword broke while we were filming. And swayed with the swayed blade.
Hooray!
Actually, I really do like the fighting style. It has a name, or it's like Ikaku or something like that, where you fight with the scabbard and the sword.
Yeah, you know that's kind of weird though, because my entire scabbard was completely. Oh, I love that scene. No, the entire scabbard was completely smashed to bits by the end of it. Who would have thought that like a plastic sword would like completely ruin a actual metal katana, well, an actual wooden katana scabbard, but it just looked like it was really used because it was actually Bargo's sword. I was like, I'd really like a real good katana prop sword, but then Bargo's like,
you can see me there just standing, like, because this was shot while I was doing my monologue, so I'm just standing there in the background doing nothing, and the next shot I'm like biting the cat guy, and then the cat guy now is fighting Tom, so the continuity is all over the place.
Yeah.
No, I was
sorry I
down
didn't catch you up, but
so.
But yeah, anyway, that's. Sorry.
I'm just watching.
Bargo just had a Kill Bill sword. Sorry.
Well,
someday we'll film like an actual like fight choreographed fight scene, and it'll look cool.
Swade, was any of the footage where of the take where you bonk Rob in the head actually included?
I don't think so.
No, not at all. Unfortunately, that's actually a Kill Bill sword, by the way. It's Bargo's, and I just completely ruined it for him. Still.
Oh wow. See, I thought you were borrowing that sword because you said you were gonna start doing this thing with the suede blade.
Yes. Well, no.
I was so afraid when I heard they were doing this.
I was so jealous. I was so jealous of Mickey. I wanted to do this with my Arwen dress, and I was like, this is how the dress needs to go down. This is how it's gonna go.
This is also coming up a clever use of an outtake because they have in pieces like, let's try it again, but it was just like one of the other takes that didn't quite work out.
This is a brilliant frigging scene.
Yeah.
I really like when I wrote that in the script. I think Ed shot that scene actually, and I was really afraid that it wouldn't turn out right, but I trusted the man when he said, okay, it looks good. We're gonna keep it. You can see Phelan like just fighting with his bare hands against the sword.
He's the rock fighter. He can take it.
I was telling him the first time you showed up, the first line you said was "crom," but you said "come."
Yeah,
that was fucking brilliant.
I said it with my French accent.
Dud.
And then I got punched, and then you can see me standing and basically like talking to Phelan like in the next shot after I got punched.
There you go. That was just an outtake. That was just it was not going to be a used. A
lot of people noticed that it was an outtake, though.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
You're gonna die now.
What was an outtake? Sorry, I missed it.
Oh, the second time.
The second
Mickey
time I was
tries
trying to swing Mickey around.
Team B to the rescue! Look to the east!
All day, and we're quite frustrated.
God approves of this.
I seriously had the Lord of the Rings music playing in my head when I saw this. Da 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 da.
My biggest pratfall occurs in this scene where we're all running down. As we've mentioned before, the field got very muddy, and as soon as I run out of camera here...
Oh, you went down, didn't you? You fell.
Yeah, I slipped on the mud and went... landed straight on my ass in the mud.
Oh, Justin.
Standing there all cool. The wind had caught my coat just in the best time.
About that was that it was not on camera.
And so his natural response is he whips his dick out.
Listen.
I'm a
Listen,
big, bright, shining star.
I do remember that you, at one point, you did leave a little something in our hotel.
Yes.
And I remember texting you saying, Justin, you need to come back here and pick something up.
I like how all of Team 1 is basically now just like jerking off watching the others fighting.
Well, because, you know, we're better
tired.
fighters.
And with that,
Doug doesn't know anything about my magic gun. So he always uses it. So anytime he uses it in it, he always has it shoot regular bullets.
And there was a big to-do about paw and that staff. I mean, they were going to have something with the paw and the staff, and it was a big thing, but it never came to fruition.
That was horrible looking.
My role in this movie is done.
See, what I like about the two there is that the two music reviewers, aside from the rap critic, joining together and like uniting against the voice.
Oh, very cool.
I'm still amazed Angry Joe manages to get through the airport with MP5s.
Yeah.
I think we semi ad-libbed this bit here because Lupa was getting cold and she had her leather jacket and we were like, we should totally like integrate the leather jacket into this.
Yeah, it's way better. Actually, we said that Rob was a lousy shot when he was trying to shoot us in the basement, but actually Joe can hit people with a machine gun like 2 feet away.
The one thing I do wish I'd managed to do in this is bring the Flame of Honor into this video.
What a regret.
Enjoy the fireworks.
Just finding the stone.
Just finding the stone.
Yes. I have found the stone and I'm hamming it up like none other.
It was wonderful. It was glorious.
Oh, poopy.
Whoopsie doodle.
Run away!
That's a great shot. Ed, did you do that shot of Doug, like, you know, with the
Once again, you can see the cameraman.
I don't know that I did that shot.
We can see
the focus was really
legs, though,
good.
which you can kind of sort of get away with because it's only in one lens and it's only the legs.